Hey, my friends. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to another episode of the Slingshot Roundtable. And happy to have Leon back, but I'm also happy to have a couple of first timers to the chat that are very prevalent members of the Slingshot community. And we'll start down here underneath me, at least on my screen, just because there's one of him and two of them. Hunter James from Takin Shots. Hunter, it's a pleasure to have you on here and talk to you. I've followed you since before I had a Slingshot channel, I think. And we've been friends on social media for a while, so I've followed your journey on there as well. But go ahead and introduce yourself and plug any of that social media that you want to.
Yeah, so I'm known as Hunter, the owner and builder of Taking Shots Slingshots. I've been doing that for several years now. I have the YouTube channel Taking Shots also. My Etsy is Taking Shots Etsy.com. And thanks for having me on here.
Absolutely. Like I was explaining earlier, I just want to kind of mimic the spirit of the chats around the campsite to the tournaments because it's so much fun. So this is kind of my fix in between tournaments for that. And it's great to talk to you. Haven't had the pleasure of meeting you at a tournament yet. I think you were at this last one, but I missed that. Unfortunately, I was a little under the weather. And
Yeah, you probably was better off then because it was raining pretty bad.
yeah, I had some pretty cruddy stuff going on. But speaking of tournaments, I have met you guys, Brandon and Jason, Brandi and Jason. Sorry about that. I think I met you at Hocking Hill for the first time. I think. Were you guys at AIM last year?
We were at AIM. Were you at ECST year before? I thought we had met there, but
I've never been to ECST yet.
okay. Well, then it would have had to be Hocking Hills.
Okay. I definitely remember Brandi coming up and talking to me and pointing out your booth. Unfortunately, I didn't have as much time to go around the booths as I wanted because I like to go around and record and just kind of document everything for my own memories as much as anything. But I do want to get some of your spinners and products and stuff. Tell us a little bit about that and what you make. I know some of it. I've seen some of it, but I kind of get surprised sometimes because I'll see stuff pop up and I'm like, oh, you guys make that? I didn't know if you already made it or it's just new stuff you're doing, but your selection's pretty varied, I think. So tell us about that, how you started doing it and where we can find it.
We got into slingshots because we found Moan Waller on the RVA Makers Forum. And when we started getting into it, Jason was looking for cool spinners, and all he could find was like microfiber or some kind of bland stuff. And he'd actually gotten me a laser cutter and engraver for my birthday. Like right around the same time. And so we started playing around with cutting leather.
So you already did leather work you already did leather work before you had the engraver, or you just started doing it?
No, we just like thought it might be something cool to start doing. And
that is really cool.
Yeah.
The most shocking thing is that when you order a kangaroo hide, it comes in the shape of a kangaroo.
Really?
It's got a little tail on it, two little ears, the arms and legs. You're like, oh wow, they're not really trying to hide that this was.
Maybe I should get one for my wall back here and just have a kangaroo pelt. I could hang it and leave a hole every time I take a pouch out of it.
There you go. A full kangaroo pelt's a lot of pouches. I will warn you. So that's one thing. The leather is you get into buying a full hide, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I've got leather for the next 4 years.
Oh, really? It lasts you a while. I don't know anything about leather. Well, I know what I've learned through other people about leather making, but I don't know anything firsthand. I've never done it. I've always really admired it, and I'd kind of thought about getting some of the I forget what they call them, the GZK punches or whatever that you can make your own pouches with. But it's kind of like frames. There's so many people doing it that do it well that it's just as easy for me to get it from somebody else that has more experience doing it.
Same thing for us. I mean, even though we do leather, we don't really do pouches or anything because there's already plenty of people doing them well with dyes. Yeah. It doesn't really fit our process. something we don't really want to get into.
Sure. Dies,
so yeah.
That's the word I was looking for earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, people are just punch cutting them with dies. So and I mean not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that for our process, it's
not really
repeatable stuff isn't all that interesting for us. It's the one-off stuff that we can do. Cool.
Well, speaking of that, I know your main line is spinners, I think. What else do you make? I feel like I've seen more than just spinners, or at least more than just traditional spinners.
Oh, I guess I should have brought stuff down.
Yeah, I mean, we have ammo magnets. We have the wrist ammo magnets you may have seen. So they fit on the wrist like a cuff, as well as the ones you can hang from your neck.
Yeah, I'm calling those the Kraken because it'll hold it for you.
Okay.
There's one of their targets.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'd seen that recently, and I like that you guys have a sense of humor with your stuff.
Here's another one that's like that one.
Yeah,
That's the only two I have laying here.
So
yeah, I eventually want to make a replacement head for the little pheasant.
And these are all my designs, by the way.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's all me.
So
we got the bells, we do the Spanky Steelies.
Yeah.
So we're trying to just cut, and I mean we've got 2 or 3 things we're working on. Matter of fact, here we're real happy with this. For our Etsy shop, we're going to start selling full beginners kits.
These are actually
Moan Waller made these, and then we're going to go through and finish them and put the final details on them. And just we noticed a lot of people to our Etsy shop are brand new to Slingshots, and they're drawn in by the break.
There's one of their fancy spinners too.
All right,
and Leon, you are the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say Leon needs a commission or something. He's got all the stuff.
But yeah, we want to branch out more from just Slingshot tournaments to being able to do arts in the park or farmers markets, and so
people into it.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody who wears camo, but we'd rather see a little bit more tie-dye at the Slingshot.
I have a tie-dye Liberty Slingshot shirt that Dave made. And I think I have one of 2 that he had made. He had one made for me, and I can't remember who he said the other one was for, but I appreciated that. Yeah.
Probably Adam or Adam's girlfriend.
I think it was Adam's girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he made.
He had me make her a tie-dye shirt. Yeah.
Oh, did you make those?
No, I made him some Takin Shots shirts that are tie-dye.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, but yeah, I think it was me and Missy both got tie-dyes. You mentioned selling your stuff at tournaments and on Etsy. I'm not real familiar with Etsy. I've been on there looking for certain things, and I know there's a lot of cool Slingshot stuff on there, so I want to check it out more. And I'll definitely check your stuff out. And you as well, Hunter. You said you had Etsy as well, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time keeping stock. Anytime I place something on there, it gets bought before.
That's awesome.
That's a good problem to have.
It's like I've got all these custom orders I got to make. I got to try to make stuff for the shop, but it's really hard to keep up with it. It's like every time I make one for the shop, it's kind of like, dang it, okay, well, I guess that's good, but still.
Yeah, custom orders take a lot of your time.
Yes, they do.
Do they? Leon, do you have Etsy for your lanyards?
No.
Well, maybe that's something you should look into.
That's for I'm too low on the food chain for that.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I see them all over the place.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing with Slingshot stuff, especially the kind of, I don't want to call it DIY because it's not DIY. You guys are doing it for us, but you guys in the community that produce this artesian stuff, I'll say, because like some of you guys, the spinners are works of art, and Leon, your lanyards, I would say, are definitely in a league of their own, and same with your frames, Hunter. I mean, I think that Etsy is a great platform for people like our community because it brings so many artistic people in anyway. But I definitely need to check it out more. So, Leon, I think you ought to ponder it anyway.
It's pretty interesting when you go on there and look up Slingshots too, at how many you see that you've never even seen before. Like nobody's posting them on the forums or on Facebook or nothing. It's like I never even knew this guy made frames.
Right. Yeah. And there's
a little guy just right up the road from me makes little wooden frames. I forget what his name is. That's how I found him. Was on Etsy.
Oh, on Etsy? Is that how you got interested in shooting, or was you just found him?
No, I just found him lately.
Okay.
I mean, it's interesting. We find that there are people who find slingshots via YouTube. There are people who find slingshots via Walmart. There are people who find slingshots. And because, we don't really have clubs with names on the doors or anything else, there are a lot of people that are out there shooting a slingshot by themselves in the wilderness for 5 years, not realizing that, anybody else even is into their little hobby.
Well, you bring up something I want to talk about with clubs with doors and names on the doors. That's and we'll get back to it, but that is, I would love to see a movement, I guess, really rather than an organization of clubs springing up. I think regional clubs, kind of like what Moan's done down there in the RVA area, and Joe's kind of been doing it up here in Southern Indiana. And I would love to see more of that stuff spring up, because I think that's how we grow as a sport, is on a regional basis like that. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about that. You guys, with your stuff, I want to see it on Etsy. I want to check out all you guys, well, both you and Hunter stuff on Etsy. But is there anywhere else that people can find it? Have you hosted your own website or anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still
No.
at this point.
You're on Facebook. You guys are on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook's one of the better actually places for that.
Facebook and
for our ones and twosies stuff, we generally just send people over to the Etsy store, because I mean, no offense, but we don't need to have a 2-hour conversation to sell a $15 spinner.
No.
I will talk to somebody too. Oh my God.
So you guys,
I mean, we like it, but it gets time consuming at some point. And finally it just got, Etsy's been, you had the dairy farm that bought 3 ammo magnets. We still have no idea why a dairy farm needed ammo.
It was a dairy store in New York, in Rochester, New York. And I'm just like, 3 of them. Okay.
well,
Nobody I know.
I was going to say, I think Trapper D's works in the dairy industry, but I don't think he lives in Rochester, New York. But that brings me up to something I was going to ask you guys. Initially, I was just going to ask if you ventured outside of making any slingshot stuff with your leather work, but you talked about going to festivals and stuff. Is your goal with festivals to introduce people to slingshots through the festivals in your products, or is it to expand your products?
It's to introduce people to slingshots. Through being able to go to a farmer's market, we bring out our natties with some light bands and some foam balls, and we say, here's how to shoot a slingshot. We got starter kits over here, have everything you need to get going.
Yeah.
And our products are going to be bright and colorful, and we're going to be urban friendly, if you will.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of benefits to the urban slingshot shooter. So we want to get more people from the apartment complexes, and less people from the farms. And a mix of both.
Even though we do
I love that.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're still in a county with more cows than people. Don't get me wrong. But yeah,
I know what you mean, though. I think we've talked about it, or I've talked about it with people on here before. And everybody doesn't have it, but for some people, there's this innate need or desire or satisfaction that you get from marksmanship, and you can't always do that everywhere. And yeah, it's great to be able to provide an option for people that are city dwellers and stuff to have some place to do that. So I think that's really cool.
You don't need a huge open area for a range. Your neighbors don't get quite as nervous when you walk out in the backyard with a slingshot as they do if you walk out with a recurve or a 22 rifle, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits to it. We want to help grow the sport, and we want to help make it something fun, make it something less about killing animals and more about getting together and seeing how good our aim is.
Yeah, well, and I'm not opposed to hunting either.
No, not at all.
I say, when people ask me, do you hunt with your slingshot? It's like, well, yes and no. I take my slingshot hunting, but I end up walking around and shooting at walnuts and stuff more than anything. And I don't do a whole lot.
It's really interesting how that is like probably the number one first question any beginner asks, what do you hunt with that?
Yeah.
They don't like think about, oh, you just play around in the backyard shooting cans or spinners. No, they're just automatically, oh, you're killing things with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of our friends are, urban, so we want to get people that we know
Absolutely.
involved. So,
well, and I grew up in the country as well, and right now I kind of live right on the edge of the county, so I'm close to town. But there's still places to go hike and stuff near where I live. But lost my train of thought with that. No, growing up in a country environment or more urban environment, that was one of the benefits that I had, at least, was I was exposed to marksmanship and guns and hunting. I grew up right down the road from an archery club. I didn't go down there. I wasn't a member, but every kid in my neighborhood had a bow, and we were always out playing with them in the yard. And so I did get exposed to that, and it is something that kids that don't live in a rural, I guess I said urban, I guess rural was the word I meant earlier, that don't live in a rural environment get exposed to, but it's still fun and it can still help everybody like it's helped us guys.
Absolutely.
And gals. You mentioned getting exposed to slingshots, and I don't want to get to both of you on this. That's something I like to ask everybody I talk to. How did you first get introduced to slingshots, whether as a kid or again as an adult? How did you rediscover it? We'll start with you guys, Mr. and Mrs. Monkey.
So I make things. I've always been a shed dweller. I make guitars. I make whatever comes into my head that day. And so I was a member of RVA Makers Forum, and I started seeing Moan posting his slingshots.
Okay, you mentioned that forum.
Yeah.
That forum caught my interest when you mentioned it a few minutes ago. Is that
it's a Facebook group, so it's all the makers in RVA go, oh hey, today I made this chest of drawers. Oh hey.
Okay, so that was my question. Makers of it's not just a slingshot related community.
If you make, then you're welcome to be there.
Okay.
And so I started seeing Moan post his stuff there every day, and all of a sudden I'm going, I want one of those slingshots. And then I figured I should probably actually learn to shoot one. So we went out and bought 2 Scouts, and we went out and had a miserable day of trying to shoot with like 10-inch bands.
Slapping my hands, slapping
my hands. And then we went in and we watched the video on band tuning, and then we tuned up the bands. And anyway, fast forward about 2 months later, I saw one of the slings Moan had up that was like, I'm like, that's the one I want. And I said, hey, I want to buy a slingshot. And he said, well, it's this, and I can ship it to you. And I said, ship it to me. You're in town. If I'm buying this, I'm meeting the guy who made it. Come on. And we were out there that weekend, and he said, hey, we're thinking about having some people over this weekend shoot. And so I was actually the person who coined the term shoot nanny.
Yes.
Okay. I was getting ready to say, so you were one of the OGs of the shoot nanny. You were, you were there at the beginning.
Yeah, so there from the first, he had just a few other, like little get-togethers, but it being an organized thing, we were there from the first.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We actually brought food, and so we started a tradition.
And do you guys go to? I mean, I'm sure you can't go to every single one, but do you go pretty regularly?
We try to go to every single.
Yeah,
one.
we try to go to as many as we can.
Yeah. I'm really bad with social media, so I forget to take pictures. I was really good at the beginning. Terrible.
So, so Brandi, was your story? I mean, it was kind of tied to his, I guess. You guys got into it at the same time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like, and I'm just like, cool. I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so we liked the community. We liked the folks that were there. And I mean, it's tripled, quadrupled in size over the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we're still trying to get more people into it. We'd like, I keep
trying to invite women, and they're always so like, oh my God. So I haven't gotten anybody yet.
Yeah. There seems to be more women though recently, and I love to see that. Because it's not just a guy thing. I mean, most of what we do, I know that hunting is traditionally perceived as a guy thing, but most of what we do, as you guys have already talked about, doesn't revolve around hunting. It's when I describe slingshots and tournaments and wood courses in particular to people, I say it's like Frisbee golf in the woods, but with slingshots instead.
I hit a squirrel once with a piece of clay and I felt really, really bad afterwards. I don't aim at anything, man. I mean, I walked out today to go shoot some shots before this, and there was a squirrel standing next to my thing, and I just looked at him like, bro, don't you know I'm armed? But yeah, I have like zero interest in slingshots for anything other than just getting out in the target practice and the zen of the whole thing.
Yeah, and the community. That's the biggest part for me. So Hunter, how did you start as a kid or is it something you found as an adult?
I mean, yeah, as a kid, naturally, I had the wrist rocket. I don't really consider that too much of the slingshot journey, other than when I was looking for something to do, and I was like, well, something like a slingshot I could use in the garage or outside or whatever, not cause too much problems. I was like, surely by now they make something better than those wrist rockets. So I Googled it, and the first thing that popped up, of course, was Simple Shot's website. So I got to looking at it. They had some kits where it was actually the catch box, the slingshot, ammo, bands, and everything. I was like, okay. So I found the forums. Well, on the forums, everybody's like, yeah, your first slingshot should be a Scout LT. And I was like, well, they got that Scout LT in that kit. So I ordered the kit. I was impatient. So I went out in the shop and I built one. And then about the time I got the one I was making, about done, the LT kit showed up. So then I started out using it. Then I got into more on the forums and started seeing videos of guys doing like trick shots and stuff. And that's really set me on fire on getting good at it. And it took me a long time to get good at it. I had 4 kits so bad for, I would say, a good solid 3 or 4 weeks where I just could not get over 4 kits. And then, I don't know, just one day it snapped and everything started working.
So how long ago was this?
I don't remember. It's probably easily been 6 years or more.
6 years. Okay. Yeah.
I think so.
So talking about years, I was looking at the calendar earlier, and yesterday was actually the 3-year. I like you. I had the wrist rocket as a kid, and really liked it for as much as you could do with it. But I got reintroduced to the modern slingshots through a guy I worked with, and it was 3 years ago yesterday, I think, I was looking at the calendar, that my Axiom Ocularis came in the mail, and I started slinging again as an adult. And I was looking at a tree stump out there that I was setting a can on at that time. It can't be 6 feet away, and I stood out there for 2 weeks trying to hit that thing. I couldn't hit it 6 feet away, And now I can miss stuff way farther than 6 feet away. I do it all the time.
Started the fall before the pandemic, so whatever year that was.
That was 20 or 19. Yeah.
So yeah, 6 years in.
Yeah. Well, cool. And you guys were talking about getting stuff, you were talking about Leon having his stuff there handy that you didn't bring down. I got some new stuff I was going to show you guys real quick. I got one of those Simple Shot pouches I ordered recently, just because I feel like I'm kind of almost addicted to bags and stuff like that.
Is that like the chalk bag style bag?
No, it's their ammo. It's like the ammo bag, slingshot holster, and all that. And I thought I brought it up here with me, but I didn't. I got one of the Axiom Pros now that they have, one of the new Axioms, not the adjustable one, thinner profile one. I don't know what they call it, but anyway, got one of those. And I really like shooting that. I don't know if you guys have tried those yet. But there was one more. Got one of those from Simple Shot. I haven't used it yet, but I have a jig mounted on my workbench in my garage, so that's the only place I can make bands. And I'm up here, sitting here a lot of times doing stuff more than I'm down there. And I bought one of those little plastic yellow horseshoe looking things, but it's so
I tied
light.
bands with one of those for so long. I hated that thing so bad.
I tried to use it up here at my desk, and it was so light that it just kind of flopped around everywhere. So while I was looking for that other stuff on Simple Shot, I thought, well, that looks heavy enough, and it seems like it will be. So I got that on my desk up here for making some bands. I see everybody else doing these lives and they sit there and make bands, and I've never done a live yet.
It is the best way to make bands because it is just so draining to just sit there and do it. So if you can sit there live, like reading comments and talking to people while you're doing it, it makes it go by so much faster.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like fun. No, Brandi and Jason, I don't think, and you guys would have said it a few minutes ago, I guess, but you guys don't have a YouTube channel, do you?
No.
I mean, I do, but I have like one video and it's about how to put on the cuff because it's kind of a little complicated.
Well, you should start making more stuff if you're going to those shooting nannies.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We've already been talking about that. Even as far as we'll have to make instructional stuff for our things. If why should you shoot slingshots videos that are geared more towards our urban youths? So, yeah, we have some plans, but I'm notoriously camera shy, and I've only been telling myself I was going to sit down and record me playing guitar for, we're all going on 6 years now. Sit down every year around May 20th, and I record one song, and I'm pretty happy with it. And then I can look at my Google Photos, and literally every year, third week of May. I don't know why that is, but that's when I record a song.
That's
one
funny.
song.
So is guitar your main instrument?
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing since I was a kid. I was a pro musician for about 10 years.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm a percussionist by training, but as you can see behind me, my dad was a guitar player when I was growing up. I've always been around guitars, and I've been in a few bands, and of course when you're in a band, you're always going and picking up somebody else's guitar and playing with it. But I really got turned on to the ukulele a few years ago. And you said you made one, I think, or you made some guitars.
Yeah, I've made let's see here. Yeah, that one here.
That's one thing I can't do is keep a rhythm.
Can you not?
So yeah, I've got a couple in here that I made. I have not made a ukulele. I'm currently working on my first big jazz box, like a Gibson L5 style.
Neat. Yeah, I can't do any of that stuff. But
I'm really good at listening to music.
This one right here behind me, a guy that I went to high school with, I'm Facebook friends with him, and I got really into ukuleles, and I didn't know he was a musician or a builder, and he makes some other interesting instruments. A lot of trying to think of what they are. They're like the 3-string guitars, I guess, and some other things. But
yeah, I've got cigar boxes back here as well.
He made this. It's a 8-string ukulele that's electric and acoustic, and I saw it on Facebook, so I bought it immediately when I saw that. But yeah, I've kind of started a little collection of ukuleles, but I don't even. Well, I can't even make a slingshot, so there's no way I could make a ukulele.
Well, if you play ukulele, you can also pick up what they call a tenor guitar. It's a 4-string guitar that is the same that's the same intervals, the same tuning as a ukulele. Right. And so that way you can easily transfer from ukulele to a bigger instrument with a deeper sound.
Well, I play guitar a little bit. I've got a few guitars, but I just actually got this. Let me grab it. I just actually picked up a bass ukulele.
Oh yeah, the U bass. Those are cool.
And so I'm playing around with that. And my next musical purchase is going to be an electric drum set, because back when I played, I never played electric drum sets. They were horrible quality back in the 80s and 90s, but I've played some at some music stores, and they're pretty nice anymore, the responsiveness and stuff. And also it won't piss my neighbors off. So I'm going to get one of those and try to do some recording projects through my soundboard here. But I'm like you, it's something every time I start to do it, I'm like, oh, there's one more instrument I need before I start messing with that. So anybody have anything else they want to talk about? Any new frames or anything they want to bring up? I got something I want to share with you guys in a few minutes, but
this is the one I didn't show last week when we were on, the one Dave made for my wife.
Oh, okay. That's the Polaris.
Yeah, he made that. She's going through breast cancer, and he made that for her to try to cheer her up.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What's that bottom? Hold the bottom a little. I can see the pink, but I can't tell what the dark part is. Okay, is
It's
that like a
just
gray and
pink
pink?
and blue.
Blue, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
But
Yeah, I have that.
he made he made me this one, and I knew about it was coming.
Is that a Polaris too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
This one's 90 for her. This one's 85 for me.
Okay.
But I knew about this one, and then he surprised me with this one for her.
Do you normally shoot 85?
Yeah. That or these. Pickle fork
pickle
is my
fork.
thing.
That
Hunter-
micarta he used on those, that stuff is tough stuff.
Well, Hunter, I was going to say I
This
have
here?
I have a white Polaris that Dave sent to me, and I used it on a video last week, and I've been shooting that thing. I absolutely love it. I think he told me that you shot it.
Hunter shot
at
that
East
one.
Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like that
Yeah,
one?
I shot at the
I held on to it longer than I
too.
was supposed to, but yeah, I shot it.
I'll tell you what, I love
baited
that
up,
thing.
took it down there, and I hit that spinner. There was a 40mm spinner sitting there, and I tagged that thing at least like 13 times in a row. And then I finally missed it, and then I hit it one more time. I was like, I better take it back.
Yeah, he sent that to me, and I absolutely love that thing. I'm not very good at wrap and tuck, but I have actually been going through the aggravation of trying to do it for that frame because it's so much
Do you
fun
have
to
one
shoot.
of my tools? Need one of these.
Yeah, I do. I don't have one of those. What is
He's
it?
the original inventor of them.
Let me see it again. Please, I don't mean to be demanding.
You see it on here?
Yeah, so
So you just bend it over. It's got this micro cord coming out of it. You just fold over the micro cord so you have a loop. And then when you do your wrap and tuck, you use this to pull your band through, and then you can let go of the end and pull it so you have the loops so you can just pull the wrap and tuck loose. I got a YouTube short on how to use it.
okay, I need to get one of those. Right now, I just use the little thing that you thread the
wire thing.
the little wire thing. That
and then you can't. And then you can't pull it to untie it when you're done.
No, I need to
I
get
just have a
one
loop
of
of
those.
butcher's twine. It works much better than the metal thing.
Yeah,
I've seen people use butcher's twine. Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of the same thing, just with a fancy handle on it.
Well, I've got some wrap and tuck frames, and I like them, but I didn't like any of them well enough to keep messing with it as much as I like that Polaris. I really do like that thing now. If I can get Dave to put some clips on that, I'll be really thrilled with it.
See, I'm the opposite. I've gotten to the point where it's like, oh, I wish these were wrap and tuck. Where the frick are all those inches? So
I'm wrap and tuck all the way.
Yeah,
I just can never find the right size Allen wrench and the clips. And so now it's just like, if this was wrap and tuck, I got latex. I'm good to go.
Well, now, so like if I go over and shoot with Joe and those guys, or I'm at a tournament environment where you're out on a woods course or something, I don't mind shooting a wrap and tuck because I'm using the same band. But when I'm out in my backyard, I'll shoot for 5 minutes and be like, oh, I wonder if I took a quarter, eighth of an inch off the front of this band or something, if I'd tighten my group up. And it's just such a pain to kind of experiment like that in the backyard with clips. For me, or without clips. For me, it is because I fumble around with the frame when I'm doing it. But
that's why I have at least one clip frame, is just for that purpose. If you're wanting to play with some bands, but otherwise, wrap and tuck, baby.
Yeah. I love wrap and tuck. I keep this frame for playing with them kind of. It's one from Sniper Sling, that S7.
Oh, that S7, yeah.
And it has the you just push on the clips and they come loose. Put your bands in and then you just snap it back up.
I've seen that, and I thought that mechanism was really interesting. Does anybody else know of any other frames that have those kind of clips? Like, does anybody else make
Night
those?
Pirate from Precise.
What is it?
The Night Pirate from Precise.
Night
Pirate. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird that Sniper Sling doesn't, because they have that frameless slingshot ring that has a really cool clamp on it, sort of like that.
Yeah.
I should put that on a frame.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So I am going to have to start wrapping this up in the next few minutes, but there is something I wanted to share, and it is the frame that I'm going to do on my first giveaway. So I will grab that real quick and open it. Oh,
did I
already
win?
got it. Huh?
Watch your guitar.
I know. So I've been wanting to do a giveaway for a while, and I was going to do it when I reached 1,500, but we're close enough, and I'm going to make it real easy to enter. I'll tell you guys how to do that here in just a minute. Let me set up.
I'm sitting at measly 600 subs, and you're talking about 1,500, 2,000.
Well, there's nothing wrong with 600. You're getting close to being monetized.
Hey, both my mom and my grandma are subscribed to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's great.
That way they can see videos of their grandchildren.
I'm not even.
I just, I've never done a giveaway, and it really, I've already exceeded what I ever thought I would do with YouTube, because I just wanted to kind of help share the slingshot community that I had found, really more than just the slingshots, the actual community. And I feel like I've pulled that off. I've done what I wanted to do, and I still keep gaining subscribers, and I appreciate it. So I wanted to give back a little bit. I'm going to show this frame that I had Liberty Custom Slings make, and it's so pretty that I really don't want to give it away now, but I will.
Isn't that how it usually works? I get frames for people that don't have Facebook and stuff like that, and they'll come to me, and I'll see them before I send them to them. I'm like, "Are you sure you really want to give them this one?"
So looks like Dave put this in a pretty nice bag. Oh man, had I known that, I didn't even need to order that sample shot when it's got a nice bag with the Liberty Slingshot logo on there. I guess I'll give it all away.
Oh.
Just say you got to give it all away, man. It came with
it. All right.
This is what happens when you open stuff up on air.
I know.
Right.
I've been saving this though to open on there. So it's got a pack of spinner targets in there, nice, with some Liberty Slingshot stickers. Okay, I think that's it in the bag. Comes in a nice Liberty Slingshot bag, and I already know what this is as far as frames. It's a Nova. Everybody seemed to really like those Novas. They're one of my favorite frames anymore. And so all I told Dave was make me something pretty, and he sure did. It is this red.
Nice.
Trying to get it in the light there where you guys can see it a little better. That is a red Nova with the gray, black, and white sort of highlights on it. Nice. And a beautiful bead there. So I'm going to give this away, and I am not going to put a restriction on it like North America or something. I'm going to give it away to one person, and I don't care where they live as long as they have an address and I can get it there, I'll send it. And the way that you're going to enter this, and I'll put it on the screen at the bottom. I don't want to do it just through comments because I feel like I'll lose track of everything, but I'm going to put my address, which is slingshotter73@gmail. I'll put it along the bottom of the screen. Just send me an email to that from your address with the words "I want in," and you have to receive a confirmation email back from me. I'm going to confirm it with a number, and I'm going to do this. What is today? It's the 23rd of June. Trying to see a calendar. We'll go ahead and do this until do it till July 7th. That's today, or that's 2 weeks from today. So if you're watching this and you see this and you want in, just email to slingshotter73@gmail. I want in, and I will return your email with a number, and that means you're entered. On July 8th, I will do a video, may do a live or something. I've never done a live before. I don't know, but I will announce it, and I will randomly pick a number on air with my wife through some kind of automated app. It's not going to just be me picking it out of a box. And I told Amy she has to be involved and be on air for this one. She's camera shy as well. I said, you got to be there to help keep me. I mean, I'll be honest anyway, but keep the appearance of somebody watching me. So we will do that on July 8th. So if you want in, it's that easy. Email me. I want in slingshotter73@gmail, and I will send all of this to you. And you guys are included as well. You can go ahead and enter. Not putting any kind of restrictions on it as long as it's not me. I put a thing up asking a survey on Facebook or YouTube asking, and one of the options was keep it for myself, which was never actually an honest option, but a couple people picked that. So that was sweet of them, but I'm going to go ahead and send it out. Before we wrap it up, do you guys have anything else you want to bring up, plug, chat about, anything?
Nope.
Since I can get to show this off in the new stuff you got section, this is my new one from Moan Waller. You may have seen him post Dragon Build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
By the way, so with the notch here, this is the Lion's Paw Ergo. I own all but one of the Lion's Paw Ergos that Moan has made.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about being there all the time is that before anybody else gets to see him, we're like, oh, that's not done. That's mine.
You get to hog up all the good stuff.
I saw this as work in progress and went, that one's already sold.
You and Marshall.
Well, hey, speaking of that, you guys being there with them and having more access to them than we do, push them to come back on here and chat with us more. And you guys are certainly welcome. I'll go ahead and add all three of you guys that haven't been on here before to the chat group. Although I kind of want to start moving towards Leon. What is that app you and I've been using?
What's Not?
Huh?
The What's Not app, isn't it?
What's app?
No,
I think that's what it's called.
WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp.
Oh, it's
sorry.
WhatsApp. Between the two of us.
What's Not's an auction app. Sorry.
WhatsApp. I've been switching to WhatsApp. I mean, I'm still doing the chatting on Facebook some, but I'm trying to use that. So I'll go ahead and add you guys to the Facebook group. But if you have WhatsApp, I'm kind of starting to put some notifications on there as well.
Sorry, I'm over 50.
So am I. I'm 52. How old are you?
He's leaning into
I use that
budgetly thing.
Let's just put it this way, Andrew. My email address ends with 72.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't end with AOL or Hotmail.
And by the way, I'll go ahead and plug, if anybody is this side of the Mississippi on Saturdays, every other weekend, we have our Shoot Nanny. Come on out, hang out, shoot on the range with us.
We have a great time.
Heck yeah.
Watch golf if it's on that weekend, that type of thing. So
we're gonna some of us guys from the Ohio Valley area up here are gonna get a bus and come down there some weekend.
Very cool.
I would like to see where most towns have a monthly get together of shooters. Like
I
you
would
said,
too.
I don't think we're going to get to the point where we're buying up old subway locations and putting in target ranges. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a lot more people saying, "Hey, I'm just going to have a get together at my house."
Absolutely. And I would love to use this show, podcast, whatever you call it, as a facilitator for that, if I in any way can, to help get that off the ground with people starting up little grassroots groups. I think that's wonderful.
Everybody's looking for connection. It doesn't have to be about the slingshot. It's about the community. So everybody's looking for connection out there.
All right, Leon Hunter, any final words?
No, thanks for having me on. It was cool hanging out.
Absolutely. I'm glad you
now. Stop.
glad you could join us. Leon, you?
Not much. Just watch out for the NSL, the Slingshot League. They're going to be coming out with some new stuff here. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping maybe Coin would be on here, Linder, or some of those guys. They all are on that group, but nobody jumped in. I'm kind of out of the loop on the news, but with the NSL, but I'm definitely interested in it.
Well, Coin's no longer president.
I know that, but I know he may still have some insight or something.
Is that watch out like as in warning watch out, or like watch out as in something cool's coming?
I think it was a cool one. I think. Yeah, no,
You're
I
think
think
in the use of latex.
You got me on that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to call it an evening, but I'm going to try to get this up tonight. So I think I've enjoyed chatting with all of you, and you're all certainly welcome back anytime. The more people we have, the more fun it is, I think.
All right, have fun editing me out.
No, there's nothing.
I want to be just a blur.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me again, and I'll get you guys that aren't on that group added to it, and hopefully you'll jump on here with us again.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.